Hello, everyone. There are some things in life we don't like to hear, but they are exactly what we need to understand if we ever want to be truly happy. Today, I'm not here to comfort you. I'm here to tell you the truth. And sometimes the truth is uncomfortable. Happiness is something most people chase, yet few realize that it has always been within their control. It is easy to believe that happiness will come from external sources, a better job, a perfect relationship, or financial success. But the truth is, no one is coming to hand you a happy life. No one is responsible for your joy, your peace, or your fulfillment except you. Too often, people wait for circumstances to change before they allow themselves to feel happy. They think, once I get that promotion, I'll finally be satisfied. Or if I meet the right person, then my life will feel complete. But happiness is not something you find, it's something you create. And waiting for someone else to provide it is the quickest way to disappointment. People expect their family, their friends, or even society to give them happiness. They blame others when life doesn't feel the way they want it to, but blaming only keeps you stuck. The moment you start holding others responsible for your happiness is the moment you give away your power. No one, no partner, no boss, no friend can make you happy if you haven't decided to be. That doesn't mean life will always be easy. There will be struggles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. But happiness is a choice, not a result. It's how you approach life, not what life hands you. There are people who have everything yet feel miserable, and there are those with almost nothing who radiate joy. The difference? Mindset, perspective, ownership. Owning your happiness means taking full responsibility for your actions, your reactions, and your emotions. It means recognizing that while you can't control everything that happens to you, you can control how you respond. It means doing the hard work, setting boundaries, walking away from toxic environments, and choosing gratitude even when life feels unfair. This isn't about pretending everything is fine when it isn't. It's about refusing to let circumstances dictate your well-being. It's about recognizing that even in chaos, you have the power to create moments of joy. When you fully embrace this truth, you stop waiting for happiness to arrive. You stop looking for it in people, possessions, or achievements. Instead, you wake up each day and choose it. Because at the end of the day, no one is coming to save you. It's on you. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll start living a life that truly feels like your own. No matter how kind, talented, or well-intentioned you are, there will always be people who don't like you. It's an unavoidable reality of life. Yet many people exhaust themselves trying to win the approval of everyone around them. They change their personality, silence their opinions, and even sacrifice their happiness just to be accepted. But here's the truth, no matter what you do, someone will always have something to say, and that's perfectly fine. The need to be liked is deeply ingrained in human nature. From an early age, we are conditioned to seek approval, whether from parents, teachers, or peers. We associate acceptance with security and rejection with failure. But in the pursuit of being liked, many lose sight of who they actually are. They conform, they shrink, they dilute their uniqueness just to fit in. But at what cost? If being liked means not being yourself, is it really worth it? Not everyone will agree with you. Not everyone will support you. Some people will misunderstand you, criticize you, or even dislike you for reasons that have nothing to do with you. And that's okay. The people meant for you, the ones who truly value you, will appreciate you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. The rest, they were never meant to be part of your journey. Trying to please everyone is exhausting and ultimately impossible. The more you chase approval, the more you lose yourself. And ironically, the moment you stop caring about what people think is the moment you attract the right people into your life. Confidence, authenticity, and self-respect are magnetic. When you stand firm in who you are, the right people will respect you and the wrong ones will remove themselves. The truth is, the opinions of others do not define you. They are simply reflections of their own perspectives, biases, and experiences. What truly matters is how you see yourself. Do you respect the person you are becoming? Do you honor your values? Do you live in a way that aligns with what truly makes you happy? If the answer is yes, then the approval of others is irrelevant. Let people think what they want. Let them judge, misunderstand, or walk away. It is not your job to convince them of your worth. Your job is to live your life unapologetically and to surround yourself with those who see and appreciate you for who you truly are. Failure is not something to fear, it is something to expect. No matter how intelligent, talented, or hardworking you are, you will fail many times. The question is not whether failure will happen, but what you will do when it does. Because failure is not the end of the road, it is the path itself. Every great success story is built on a foundation of setbacks, disappointments, and lessons learned the hard way. Most people see failure as a sign to stop. They take it personally, as if it defines their worth or proves they are not capable. But failure is not a verdict, it is feedback. It is life's way of asking, how badly do you want this? Some will take that question as a reason to quit, while others will use it as motivation to push forward with even greater determination. The choice is always yours. What separates those who succeed from those who give up is how they respond to failure. Some see it as confirmation that they were never good enough. Others see it as proof that they are one step closer. Every failure carries a lesson, and those who learn from it grow stronger, smarter, and more resilient. The key is not to avoid failure, but to extract wisdom from it. The most successful people in history have failed more times than most people have even tried. They did not let rejection, loss, or setbacks define them. They understood that every failure was a stepping stone, not a dead end. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. These stories are not exceptions. They are proof of what is possible when you refuse to let failure break you. Many people never reach their full potential because they are too afraid to fail. They play it safe, avoiding risks, staying within their comfort zones, never daring to go beyond what feels familiar. But avoiding failure also means avoiding growth. If you never fail, it means you are not challenging yourself enough. So when failure comes, and it will, ask yourself, what now? Will you let it stop you, or will you let it shape you? Will you see it as a reason to quit, or will you use it as fuel to keep going? Because in the end, success does not belong to those who never fail. It belongs to those who never stop. Time is the one thing you can never get back. It doesn't pause for you to catch up. It doesn't wait for you to be ready. It moves forward relentlessly, with or without you. And while people waste hours, days, and even years waiting for the right moment, time keeps ticking, indifferent to hesitation, doubt, or fear. Many people live as if they have all the time in the world. They procrastinate on their dreams, delay important decisions, and assume that tomorrow will always be there. But time is not generous. It does not care about your excuses, your regrets, or your missed opportunities. Every second that passes is a second you will never get back. And one day you will look back and realize that the chances you didn't take, the goals you never pursued, and the time you wasted are gone forever. The truth is, no one is guaranteed more time. The future is not promised. Yet people act as if they have unlimited tomorrows, pushing off what truly matters for another day. They say they will start that business when they feel more prepared, chase their passion when life settles down, or tell someone they love them when the moment is perfect. But the moment is never perfect, and before they know it, they are left with nothing but the weight of what could have been. The most successful people understand that time is their most valuable resource. They don't wait for motivation or ideal circumstances. They take action, even when it's uncomfortable. They understand that life is happening right now, not someday in the future. If you don't make the most of today, you will find yourself wondering where all the years went. Time is the great equalizer. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day. The difference is how people use them. Some waste them on distractions, negativity, and waiting for permission to live. Others invest them in growth, purpose, and taking control of their own destiny. The choice is always yours. So what will you do with the time you have left? Will you let it slip through your fingers, or will you take charge of it? Because whether you use it wisely or waste it carelessly, time will continue moving forward. The question is, will you move forward with it? Success is not just about talent, intelligence, or even hard work. It is about the choices you are willing to make. And the truth is, many of those choices will be painful. Growth demands sacrifice. Progress requires discomfort. Comfort and growth do not coexist. If you want to achieve something greater, you must be willing to let go of what is easy, familiar, and safe. Most people want success, but few are willing to pay the price. They want the rewards without the sacrifices, the transformation without the struggle. But life does not work that way. Every great achievement comes at a cost. It might mean losing sleep while you build your dream, walking away from toxic relationships, or distancing yourself from people who do not support your vision. It might mean making decisions that others do not understand, standing alone when it would be easier to fit in, or pushing forward when everything in you wants to quit. The reason so many people stay stuck is that they choose comfort over progress. They settle for jobs they hate because the paycheck feels safe. They remain in unfulfilling relationships because they fear loneliness. They avoid risks because failure seems too painful. But in doing so, they trade their dreams for a life of quiet regret. The greatest pain is not the pain of effort, sacrifice, or failure. It is the pain of knowing you never tried. Growth is uncomfortable because it forces you to face hard truths about yourself. It requires you to confront your fears, challenge your limiting beliefs, and push beyond what feels possible. It forces you to say no to distractions, to discipline yourself when no one is watching, and to take responsibility for your own future. And yes, it will be hard. But staying in the same place year after year, watching your potential go to waste, that is even harder. The road to success is paved with difficult choices. You will have to choose between the temporary discomfort of discipline and the lasting pain of regret, between short-term pleasure and long-term fulfillment, between fitting in with the crowd and standing out as your true self. The easy path leads nowhere. The hard path leads to everything you have ever wanted. So the question is not whether success is possible for you. It is. The real question is, are you willing to make the painful choices required to get there? Because growth and comfort will never walk the same path. You must decide which one you are willing to leave behind. Many people believe that happiness is something they will eventually reach, some distant place waiting for them. Once they have enough money, the perfect job, or the right relationship, they convince themselves that once they achieve a certain goal, they will finally be happy. But happiness is not a destination. It is not a finish line you cross after years of effort. It is a daily practice, a way of living, not something you arrive at and stay forever. The biggest mistake people make is tying their happiness to external outcomes. They say, I'll be happy when I get that promotion, or I'll finally enjoy life when I find the right partner. But what happens when they achieve those things? The happiness is temporary, fleeting, and suddenly a new goal appears on the horizon. The cycle repeats. They keep chasing something that always seems just out of reach, never realizing that happiness was never about achieving more. It was about appreciating what is already here. True happiness is not found in future achievements, but in how you choose to experience the present. It is in the small moments, the laughter shared with a friend, the peace of a quiet morning, the satisfaction of working towards something meaningful. It is not in waiting for life to be perfect, but in learning to find joy even in imperfection. Those who understand this do not postpone their happiness for a future that may never come. They make a habit of finding it in everyday life. Happiness is a practice, something you cultivate through gratitude, perspective, and intentional choices. It is choosing to focus on what you have rather than what you lack. It is training your mind to see the good even when life is difficult. It is realizing that fulfillment comes not from what you achieve, but from how you live each day. The truth is, if you cannot be happy now, nothing you achieve will change that. If you do not learn to appreciate life as it is, no amount of success, money, or recognition will ever be enough. Happiness is not something you find, it is something you create. And you create it by the way you think, the the way you act, and the way you choose to show up for your own life. The question is not when you will be happy. The question is, will you choose to be happy now? Life is not always easy, and the truth is often harsh. But accepting these truths is the key to living a fulfilled and happy life. You are responsible for your own happiness. No one is coming to save you. Not everyone will like you, and that's okay. You will fail many times, but what matters is how you respond. Time will keep moving forward, whether you take action or not. Success demands painful choices, and comfort will never lead to growth. And above all, happiness is not a final destination. It is something you create every day. The sooner you embrace these realities, the more control you gain over your own life. Instead of resisting them, use them as tools to build a future filled with purpose, strength, and joy. The choice is always yours. Thank you for listening, and I hope you take these lessons to heart.